Hello everyone. Now our next topic is privilege labels. We have discussed earlier privilege labels we discussed for the protection purpose. 80386 provide protection by using privilege label and it has 4 privilege level from privilege level 0 to privilege level 3. In this diagram you can see the privilege level 0 is the highest privilege level and privilege level 3 is your least privilege level. Privilege level 3 we are using for the application processes and privilege level 0 we are using for the operating system and kernels. So 0 means privilege level 0 is the highest privilege level, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. So 1 1 is the lowest privilege level and remaining 2 privilege level 1 and level 2 we are using for the operating system services. The need is to prevent user from interfering with one another, user from examining secure data, program bugs from damaging other programs, program bugs from damaging data, malicious attempt to compromise system integrity, accidental damage to data. So these are the reason we are protecting the processes or data from the other process. So this is the need for providing protection, because if we are working in a multitasking environment means at the same time when processor executing so many processes, so due to this thing we have to protect one process data from the other process data. For example, if we surfing something from web page, or if we download something from the web or from the internet, at the same time if you are doing some task on your system, so or when you download something from the net, so at that time if the software application contain virus application, so it can damage your system data. So we are providing the protection for this thing also. So if you download something from the net, so your system process or your system data cannot be damaged. That's why we provide privilege label for the data. Privilege protection, continuous checking by the processor on whether the application is privileged enough to. Type 1, execute certain instructions. Type 2, reference data other than its own. And type 3, transfer control to code other than its own. So basically processor continuously checking the privilege label. Means if we wanted to access some data from the system, so processor check we can access that data or not by using privilege checking. Means application label is related to privilege level 3 and system services, system applications and operating system related application has privilege level 0, 1 and 2. So if we wanted to access some application from privilege level 0, 1 and 2, and if we belong to privilege level 3, so we cannot access this thing. So this type of checking continuously performed by the processor. Here you can see type 1, type 2 and type 3 type application. Execute certain instructions. When you are executing certain type of instruction, at that time processor will check the privilege level, reference data other than its own, or transfer control to code other than its own. If you transfer the control from one code section to another code section, at that time you will check the privilege level, means we can transfer or we can control the transfer from one code section to another code section or not. We can execute certain type of instruction or not. For example, in previous lecture we have seen IOPL field, input output privilege level field, which reside into E-flag register. So for executing input output type instruction, we have to check the IOPL field, input output privilege level field, because we cannot execute these type of instruction directly or load and store instruction. These instructions we are using for accessing control register, debug register, test register, GGT, LDT, IDT, etc. So these are also privilege type instruction, means we cannot access these instruction or execute these instruction without checking privilege level. So this is belongs to type 1 field. Type 2, when we wanted to access data other than its own field, or when we want to transfer the control from one code section to another code section. So these are the type when we check privilege level. To manage this, every segment has a privilege level called the descriptor privilege level field. So DPL is a 2-bit field, 45 and 46 bits field in a segment descriptor. So to manage this, every segment has a privilege level called the DPL, descriptor privilege level. So for accessing any segment, we have to check first descriptor privilege level field. Privilege level apply to entire segment. The privilege level is defined in the segment descriptor. The privilege level of the code segment determine the current privilege level, means CPL. So basically, you provide the protection to the entire segment field. And this thing we have discussed in a segment translation mechanism. Segmentation unit provide the protection at the segment level, means whole segment we can access or not. This thing we will check by using a descriptor privilege level field, or this contained by the segment descriptor. If we are talking about the code segment, so code segment privilege level we will check by the current privilege level field. Privilege checking type 1. Privileged instruction. Segmentation and protection based. Halt, clear task switch, load global descriptor table, load interrupt descriptor table, load local descriptor table, load task register, or moving data to control, debug and test register. At the time we will check the privilege level. Interrupt flag based, clear interrupt, set interrupt, input, input for a string, out and output for strings. So at the time we will check privilege level also. Peripheral IO based, at the time we also check privilege level. So first two type of privilege instruction can be executed only when current privilege level field is 0. That is, these instructions can be in the code segment with the descriptor privilege level. So halt, clear task switch, LGGT, LIDT, LLDT, LTR, and moving to control register, debug register and test register. And second type of instruction related to interrupt flag. These instructions we can execute it only when your current privilege level field is 0. Input output instructions. The input output based privilege instructions are executed only if current privilege level field is less than equal to IOPL field in the eFlag register. Means if the calling process privilege level is less than the target process IOPL field, in that case we can execute the input output instruction, otherwise we cannot execute input output instruction. And to add the security, the POP-F and POP-FT instructions which load values into the eFlag shall not touch the IOPL bit or IF bit if current privilege level is greater than 0. Means if your current privilege level field is 0, in that case you can directly execute this type of instruction. If your current privilege level field is greater than 0, in that case we cannot execute this type of instruction. In that case we have to check with the IOPL field. Type 2, reference data other than its own. So load a selector into the data segment, extra segment, ES, FS and GS if maximum RPL, CPL should be less than equal to DPL field. Means we can load the selector field of the segment descriptor if we check RPL or CPL, means request privilege level field and current privilege level field is less than equal to descriptor privilege level field of the target segment descriptor. In that case we can directly load the selector field into the segment descriptor. Otherwise we cannot load the selector field into the segment descriptor. So request privilege level may be weaken your privilege level. Decreasing RPL will not strengthen your privilege level. Why? Because RPL is here you can see why to decrease RPL we will discuss later, because this thing we have discussed into the call gate. When your privilege level is higher or you want to access some other process that has a lower privilege level, in that case you don't have any problem. But if you wanted to access the data from the higher privilege level and you have a lower privilege level, but in that case also we can access the data from the higher privilege level field. But for that thing we have to change the privilege level, and for changing the privilege level we used two process, call gate process we use or confirming code segment width we use for changing the privilege level. So by using this thing we can access the data from the higher privilege level also. So that's why we are saying here CPL and RPL and DPL. So these field we can, RPL and CPL means CPL is belongs to the current code segment, but RPL field we can change by using a call gate field. So if we change the RPL field and we make the privilege level higher or equal to the descriptor privilege level, in that case we can access the data. So all these are in addition to the rules for loading segment selector that we stated into the slide 87 and 88. Transfer control to code other than its own. Essentially load a new selector into code segment register. So jump across code segment with same DPL. Jump selector and offset field of the instruction from start of the new segment, or call selector and offset of instruction from start of the new segment. So jump and call instruction basically we are using for the control transfer purpose. In that case we also check the descriptor privilege level field for the other code segment. Changing privilege level. So control transfer from a code of some PL to another code with some other different PL using confirming code segment or a special segment descriptor called call gate descriptor. So confirming code segment confirming with the privilege level of the calling code. So if a control transfer happened from segment S to a confirming segment T, the privilege of T would be the privilege of S. Means if you are calling from the confirming code segment don't have a inherent privilege level. If you are calling from the different privilege level, so confirming code segment privilege level is equal to the calling privilege level. So that's why we can change the privilege level. The DPL of confirming code segment descriptor is less than equal to CPL of invoking code. Therefore, CPL means current privilege level is 2 can invoke DPL equal to 1. CPL 2 cannot invoke code with DPL equal to 3, because if you jump back or return to the source code segment after executing the confirming code segment, they should permit return from a numerically low privilege code to a numerically high privilege code without checking. So why we cannot do this thing? Because if we have a lower privilege level, means if your CPL field is higher than the DPL field, in that case only we can change the privilege level. If your current privilege level is 2 and your descriptor privilege level 3, in that case we cannot invoke confirming code segment bit, because after executing the instruction, when you return to the actual privilege level, at that time again you will perform the privilege checking. So that's why we cannot invoke the code if your current privilege level field is higher than the descriptor privilege level field, means numerically low. Call gate descriptor. So is defined by a system descriptor in GGT which is used by the jump or call instruction. So here you can see the call gate procedure. In a call gate procedure, In this diagram, you can see call, segment and offset field. So this segment field basically provide the address of the Colgate or selector, Colgate selector field. This Colgate selector field have the entry point of the target code segment. So we cannot directly access the target code segment. First we have to find out the Colgate field. That Colgate field provide the base address of the code segment descriptor, and when we combine with the offset value, then we find out the target code segment. The first diagram is correct diagram, second diagram is incorrect diagram because we directly point out to the target code segment. But this is incorrect because if your privilege level is lower and if you are accessing the higher privilege level data, at that time you cannot access directly the higher privilege level data. We are using a Colgate procedure, and Colgate procedure basically change your privilege level. So it works like a intermediator. So call segment and offset field that provide the address of the Colgate means this is the entry point of the Colgate, and Colgate selector field provide the base address of the segment descriptor that provide the offset. So when you combine these two things, then you will find out the entry point of your target code segment field. In this diagram, this is incorrect because you find out the code segment descriptor, this is the base address. When you combine with the offset value, then you find out the target code segment. But this thing is true when your privilege level higher and you want to access a lower privilege level data. But this is correct because first we have to reach to the Colgate procedure. This will change our privilege level. It works like an intermediator. So segment field provide the base address of the Colgate field that provide the base address of the target code segment, and when you add with the offset value, then you will find out the target code segment. So this is your Colgate are defined like a segment descriptor because Colgate is also your segment descriptor, occupy a slot in the descriptor table, provide the only means to alter the current privilege level, define entry point to other privilege levels, must be invoked using a call instruction. So this is the definition of Colgate. Colgate is also a segment descriptor like your code segment, data segment and extra segment, and have a slot into the descriptor table like a other descriptor like code segment, data segment, extra segment. Like Colgate, Colgate is also reside into the descriptor table, and that Colgate we are using for changing the current privilege level for accessing the higher privilege level data. Colgate accessibility. Target DPL should be less than equal to maximum of RPL, CPL should be less than equal to gate DPL. So this is the condition for Colgate accessibility. Because for example, if your current privilege level is 2 and the target privilege level is 0, so you should use a gate with PL2 or PL3 because your current privilege level is 2 and you are accessing the data, you wanted to access the data from the privilege level 0. In that case, you will use the gate field with the privilege level 2 or 3. Privilege level and stack. The stack privilege level equal to current privilege level. When changing the CPL, current privilege level, the processor automatically changes the stack. So using the task state segment. The base of the task state segment is stored into the task register, which is updated by the privilege instruction load task register. So the task state segment associate a stack for each code for each of the privilege level 0, 1 and 2. Because whenever you change your current privilege level field, at that time your stack value is also changed. Your stack privilege level is also changed. And how we will change the stack level? By using a task state segment, because task state segment is related to the task switching, and task state segment related information we will contain into the task register. So your task register information is also changed, and for updating the information of the task register we will use the privilege instruction, that is load task register. These are your privilege instruction like halt, enter the halt state, So this is a description of the halt stop the instruction execution and place the 80386 in a halt state. So whenever you execute the halt instruction, at that time your processor will stop the execution. Then next is your clear task switch flag in CR0 register. If your clear task switch flag value is 0, in that case you cannot perform the task switching operation. So clear task switch, clear the task switch flag in register CR0. So this flag is set by the 80386 every time a task switching occur. So the task switch flag is used to manage processor extension as follows. So basically the task switching flag we are using for the task switching operation. If you clear this flag at in this condition, you cannot perform the task switching. LGGT, LIDT, these are also privileged instruction, and we are using for accessing the GDTR or LDTR, IDTR. So here we are talking about the GDTR or IDT. So in that case, GDT and IDT information we will contain into the GDTR register or IDTR register, and for accessing the GDTR or IDTR register we will use the privilege instruction LGGT or LIDT. Load local descriptor table, same thing happen with the load local descriptor table. LDT information we will contain into the LDTR, and LDTR, for accessing the LDTR we will use load local descriptor table instruction. Load task register. Task register basically contain the information about the task state segment, and task state segment contain the information about the task switching. So for accessing the task register we will use load task register instruction. Then load machine status word. Load machine status word we have discussed into the last unit. Control register 0 we are using for the machine status word. Starting 16-bit we use for the machine status word. So for accessing this register we will use the load machine status word instruction. Then move control register, from register to move register, CRN, debug register, test register. So this register, again this is a privilege instruction. They have a form of move, store or load control register CR0, CR2 and CR3 in or from a general purpose register. So this register basically it is a privilege register, privilege instruction. When you transfer the data from any register to control register, debug register or test register, or from debug, test or control register to any register, at that time your move instruction is behave like a privilege instruction, or in that case your flag affected is overflow, sign flag, zero flag, auxiliary flag, parity flag and carry flag value will be affected. Same thing happen with the move debug register, from any register to debug or from debug to any register, from test register to any register or from any register to test register. Then IOPL sensitive instruction. This instruction we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.